High Pro Professional is one of 6 products in a family of foods we produce that is naturally formulated utilizing multiple protein sources, including beef, pork, chicken, and fish. Each of these foods contain what we call the VX Advantage, which is a proprietary blend of prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics, as well as vitamins and organic trace minerals. We're one of very few companies that incorporate selenium yeast as the sole source of added selenium. These ingredients work together to promote healthy digestion and a strong immune system. Controlled minerals, including guaranteed maximums on calcium, is a cornerstone of all Next Level products. Our lab is second to none as we test all incoming meats, as well as every lot of finished kibble for all minerals, including heavy metals. I don't think there is another company in the United States that takes food quality to this level. High Pro Professional is a nutrient-dense food that contains a very popular nutrient profile of 26% protein, 18% fat, and 4.5% fiber that provides 395 calories per cup, fueling the needs of active dogs and puppies. The omega-3 to 6 ratio of just under 1 to 5 supports a beautiful, healthy skin and coat. High Pro Professional is formulated for all life stages, including large and small breed puppies, lactating females, and adult males. The Professional got its name as it is the food of choice for professional dog breeders and kennels, as it is one food that can be fed to the entire kennel. Many hunters of young, growing, active dogs choose this food during training and hunting season. I'm Scott, and this is Vega. I'm the co-founder and chairman of Next Level Pet Food. If you have any questions about any of our products, go to our website, online chat, phone call, email. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Really do appreciate your consideration and business.
Your relationship is built on trust. Your buddy is with you for work and play from sunup to sundown. And you can trust Nutrina True to deliver nutrient-packed formulas for active dogs like yours. Each bite is TrueMune powered for immunity and mobility support, and with support for digestion plus joint, skin, and coat health, trust that they're always protected from the inside out. Find high-quality, hard-working nutrition near you at nutrinaworld.com/NutrinaTrue. Nutrina, what's inside counts.
High Energy is one of 6 products in a family of foods we produce that is naturally formulated utilizing multiple protein sources, including beef, pork, chicken, and fish. Each of these foods contain what we call the VX Advantage, which is a proprietary blend of prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics, as well as vitamins and organic trace minerals. We're one of very few companies that incorporate selenium yeast as the sole source of added selenium. These ingredients work together to promote healthy digestion and a strong immune system. Controlled minerals, including guaranteed maximums on calcium, is a cornerstone of all Next Level products. Our lab is second to none as we test all incoming meats, as well as every lot of finished kibble for all minerals, including heavy metals. I don't think there is another company in the United States that takes food quality to this level. High Energy is a nutrient-dense food that contains a very popular nutrient profile of 24% protein, 20% fat, 4.5% fiber that provides 420 calories per cup, fueling the needs of highly active dogs. The omega-3 to 6 ratio of just under 1 to 5 supports a beautiful, healthy skin and coat. There are several competitive 2420 products on the market, but most of them are formulated utilizing lower quality ingredients such as rice bran, which has no place in a quality pet food, especially for performance dogs. These cheap foods simply will not digest, as you will see by the large volumes of poop produced. High Energy is a food of choice for hunters during the working season.
I'm Scott, and this is Vega. I'm the co-founder and chairman of Next Level Pet Food. If you have any questions about any of our products, go to our website, online chat, phone call, email. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Really do appreciate your consideration and business.
Back with the MSSA National Finals in Afton, Wyoming. I'm here with Chuck representing Nutrina here at the National Finals. Chuck, appreciate your time. It's always good to see you here at these finals. Tell us again why it's so important for Nutrina to have a presence here at this event.
No, absolutely. Yeah, we enjoy coming up here. We really like this, Steve. They invite us up. Coming into these family events, that's us. We're a family business. We're a family company. We have the dog food out there. We also have all the different types of feeds available. But if we can get involved in family events, that's what this is about. We really enjoy it. You know, we've got the different dog foods. We're giving a few different things away for all the kids that are wandering around. And if we can help get more and more kids involved in this, I think it's going to be a success all the way around.
It's always about the next generation, right? And the future. And it's not just the families that are here, but you're talking the dogs and everything. And Nutrina has such a great line of products that you guys offer for these dogs.
Yeah, we do. We actually, when it comes to these dogs, these are animals. These athletes. These are great athletes. They work so hard. You've got to be able to feed them properly. You know, the true dog food fits really well for them. It's going to give their energy. It's going to get them back in the game quicker, has quicker recovery time. And what you see a lot of times, just like any athlete, they need that energy level up. And they've got to be able to perform when the time comes. So that's where True comes in. We have the True Mean in there, and that's really about taking care of the gut health. And you're going to take the time and really get that absorption into their system, and that's going to keep their energy rolling throughout the day. And that's what we want to see. But also, it helps with their immune health, because like anything else, it starts with your gut, whether it be you or me or the dogs or your horse. If you keep that gut healthy, the rest of you is going to be healthy. And if it could help their immune system, that is our goal. So that's why it really fits in with this program.
Perfect. That's Chuck from California and Nutrina. If you plan on joining us in Afton, Wyoming for the National Finals, make sure you come talk to Chuck and bring your kids. He has all kinds of great gifts, freebies given away, hats, frisbees, tennis balls. The kids and the dogs will like the tennis balls. So come out and see Chuck at Nutrina at the MSSA National Finals.
Performance Plus is a really unique formula, maybe one of my favorite formulas in our entire lineup. It contains 26% crude protein, 16% crude fat, 370 calories per cup. It contains both glucosamine and chondroitin, supporting long-term joint health for your dog. It also contains our VX Advantage, which is a proprietary blend of vitamins and minerals, including selenium yeast as a sole source of added selenium, prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics, all working together in conjunction to support long-term digestive and immune system health. Next Level as a brand has made the commitment to control macro minerals, most especially calcium. We take calcium to levels significantly below FDA maximums that research has shown to support long-term whole body health of your dog.
It's a long haul to Afton, but for folks like Irby and Jerry, the National Stock Dog Finals are worth it.
Yeah, they do it right. They have good people running it, and they always have good cattle. And then it's kind of a vacation. We just like to come up here and enjoy the area.
We came, what, 1,200 miles?
1,200, 1,300. It takes us 3 days to get here, but it's worth it.
Catch Irby and Jerry and more in Afton, Wyoming for the Mountain State Stock Dog Association Finals. 10 years in and the largest in the country.
Country Vet Naturals dog food is crafted for hard-working dogs, packed with high-quality protein, essential vitamins and minerals. It's designed to fuel their energy and endurance. No fillers, no artificial additives, just pure natural nutrition for your loyal partner. Our formulas support your dog's digestive health, ensuring they can thrive at their best with comfort and ease. Country Vet Naturals gives your dog the strength and stamina to perform their best. Because when the job's tough, they deserve the best. Power your dog's performance with Country Vet Naturals.
For Lorena from Idaho, the National Stock Dog Finals are about good people, fair runs, and a reason to come back year after year.
It's just a big family, so it's always fun to come visit with friends. But then the competition, Steve works really, really hard to have even cattle, so the competition feels pretty doggone fair as it can be.
Catch Lorena and more in Afton, Wyoming at the Mountain State Stock Dog Association Finals. 10 years in and the largest in the country.
From playful pups to cuddly kittens, Loyall Life Super Premium Pet Food makes it easy to choose the product that's just right for your pet's life stage. Every pet has their own special nutritional needs, and we've got the super premium option your family's best friend deserves.
Ken and Lori Herbal have been working dogs since the 1970s, training champions, teaching clinics, and putting in real miles across the country. From Afton to Houston, they've earned top honors, and today they help handlers across the country build real partnerships, one dog at a time.
We love to help people train their dogs, and that's what is a big reward for us. And we love to travel the country. We go a lot to the same places, and we work with the same people and the same dogs, and we see them come from beginning all the way up to the high levels.
Go to xpranch.com. It starts with trust. Ken and Lori Herbal have been working dogs since the 1970s, training champions, teaching clinics, and putting in real miles across the country. From Afton to Houston, they've earned top honors. Today they help handlers across the country build real partnerships, one dog at a time.
We love to help people train their dogs, and that's what is a big reward for us. And we love to travel the country. We go a lot to the same places, and we work with the same people and the same dogs, and we see them come from beginning all the way up to the high levels.
Go to xpranch.com. It starts with trust.
MSSA National Finals, and Tyson Hepworth with us right now on the SVI Media broadcast. Tyson is a judge at this year's final. Tyson, it's the 10-year anniversary already for this great event. You have a unique perspective because you're a local, you started as a competitor, and now you're a judge. What's it been like for you to see this thing grow into what it is?
Yeah, it's been kind of a crazy deal. We started out with, classes down in the 30s for numbers, and doing all this event in a couple of days, and it's grown to a whole week and multiple arenas, and and then all of a sudden you move from a competitor to a judge and through the classes. So just kind of crazy to see it grow every year. One thing leads to a next, and all of a sudden we've got all this going on. So
I've noticed that this has become a pretty close-knit family over the 10 years as well. What does it mean for the kind of ag community to have it right here in Star Valley locally? What does it mean for the ag community?
It's a pretty awesome thing. A lot of people don't understand that this is the largest stock dog in our competition in the nation, and for us to have it right here, it's a lot of guys who run cattle or different things here in the valley have got an opportunity to be able to now have dogs that they use every day, and whether that's people that are going up on the range or down here in the valley just right on their places. It's led to a lot of things that way as far as the ag community has went. So a lot of different opportunities for people just because of this.
Tyson, what's your favorite part of the entire week on National Finals Week?
Gosh, it's got to be when we're running finals. Man, the intensity that comes with it, it all boils down to those last few runs and the intensity that comes with it. You sit there in the arena, the clock's ticking down on you. You know what you have and what you need to beat and maybe what you need to hold on to, and it gets pretty intense. So that's probably my favorite.
Tyson Hepworth, National Finals Week with the MSSA.
We are so excited to launch our new line of super premium pet foods. We built it with passion and purpose, with everything we have, to create science-driven, balanced nutrition that makes a real difference in an animal's health. How do we know this? Because we've done it before. Now we're doing it even better. We've created truly next-level formulas. We choose our ingredients based on what's naturally important in an animal's diet. Our omega-3s are higher, our calcium levels are controlled, our palatability is greater, and our consistency is hands down superior. We've built our manufacturing facility from the ground up, the right way, to guarantee we'll deliver the very best quality food possible. And we'll do it consistently from bag to bag. We've brought together an expert team, folks who share our passion, who all know what they're doing because they've done it before. We make food your animal wants, with nutrition their whole body needs. That's next level pet nutrition. Next level. Science is in the bag.
Your dogs deserve the best, so give them the best with our stock of Nutrina Loyall Life pet food. In every bag, there's wholesome nutrition that's free of corn, wheat, and soy, added digestive support with prebiotics and probiotics, and special ingredients to optimize your pup's immune strength, mobility, and overall health. Get the best for your dogs with Nutrina Loyall Life pet food.
Thank you, Charlie. Thanks, Rocky. Thanks, Cooper.
Whose broad stripes First, we have Ramona Messina and Tony. They're coming in with total points for 495 and a time of 10:54.
Well, good morning, everybody, again. Here's our last day. Final round, a short go. This is the intermediate cattle class. Coming into the arena, Ramona Messina and C.R. Tony from Templeton, California. Some of my old stomping ground. I went to Cal Poly in San Luis. Spent a lot of time in Templeton. Worked at the sales yard there for a while for Dwayne Baxley and Richard Stover. So here comes Ramona, the first one up in the final round of the novice cattle class. Okay, so our first two rounds, each course is designed so full scores are 270 points. So we're coming in with 540 points. I think we're going from slow to fast. So first obstacle, Ramona just came through, got all three of them through the fetch. 15 points ahead, 45 points so far. She's coming into obstacle number 2. I was down there this morning at the handlers meeting, and Steve has redesigned this course. This is a tough course, a lot tougher than the ones in the previous go around. So you enter on the right side like these cattle did. And then they've got to come out. There's 2 other openings. Ramona's standing in the opening. They are not supposed to come out. And there is a kind of a chute in the middle. So you've got to kind of figure out what your strategy is on how to get these cattle right down the middle. So kind of right. It's a little hard to see on the live feed. But once these cattle start going, you'll be able to understand what's happening. Okay, see, they're wanting to come out this end one where Ramona is standing. And that's where they're not supposed to come out. So right at the back end of that black cow that's turning around was the opening. It's in the middle. And this is going to be a tough one. It's going to take a little bit of thought. It's going to take a little bit of work. And like Steve mentioned at the handlers meeting, you're a team out there. The handler cannot walk into the obstacle. So the 2 openings on the end, the one on the far right where Ramona is standing where they came in, and the one on the left where the cattle are not supposed to come out, are much wider than the opening in the middle where they are supposed to come out, which makes it even more difficult. So as we go throughout the day, we're going to find that this one's pretty tough. They're all a lot tougher than, previous goes. So it's just a matter of figuring this thing out, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. This course is going to separate the cowgirls from the girls. So Ramona's changing it up a little bit, and I think she's got one going. Uh-oh. Tony made just a step forward, stopped that black one. I think she's got the right idea now. These cattle have been tremendous all week long. Steve started with about 800 head of cattle and started sorting on them at the ranch, just working them in the fields, moving them from field to field, pasture to pasture. And then each one of them has probably 4 to 6 runs on them in trial situations. There she goes. Okay, 4 minutes into her 6-minute course, and she's got it done. So now they're coming to obstacle number 3. Try to bunch up to cattle. They've got to come in the obstacle. Ramona still has to stand behind the handler meeting. 2 openings here. And they've got to come out. She did a nice job. 2 openings. They come out the opening on the left, just like they did. And then they're on obstacle number 4, which is up in the corner, which is the same as it's been all week long. It's just to get the cattle up to that end to see if your dog can drive them up there away from you. They've got to enter on the right side. Now these cattle are entering on the left side, so they've got to come through the daylight line, which looks like they are through about now. After number 3, the handler can move away from her handler's line anywhere she wants, except they cannot walk through or into an obstacle. On the way down to the infamous sort pen, or pen and sort, that's obstacles number 5 and 6. First of all, you've got to get them into the pen. Just like that. All of them have to be consumed in the pen. Today there are 3 openings. Each one has a gate. We're going to start on the far side, which is the side closest to the announcer's booth. Open 1 gate, as Ramona did. And there's her buzzer. 6 minutes. So she'll have a time of 2:25. She did not get her sort. So on the sort, there's 3 gates.
That was Ramona Messina with a score of 2:25. Up next we're going to have in Cat Tufel with Elwood. They're coming in with total points of 540 and a time of 10:16 total.
Okay, we're going to have, this is the intermediate finals, or the novice finals, I'm sorry. Got a nasty look there for a second. I hate it when people sit around me and know what the hell they're talking about. So we're here at the novice finals. Then we'll have the intermediate finals, the old timers finals, and then this afternoon we'll have the open finals. So look around, it looks like everything runs really smoothly, and it does. It has all week long. I don't know that there's been one bobble outside. Everybody's done their job. There's probably a good 50 people behind the scenes that most of them you don't see. Of course, you're seeing the cowboy crew come in, cowboy and cowgirl crew come in and exhaust these cattle. We've got 2 cattle arenas and a sheep arena and a field. Most days they're all running simultaneously. So you've got to have people in the set out, people on the exhaust, people in the announcer stand, judges, scribes, announcers. Most of them are teenagers, and some not even teenagers yet. I know that we've got a couple 10, 12-year-olds out there. Okay, so here comes Kate Tufel and Flying Fins Elwood from Ontario, Oregon. Cat calls for her cattle. Sends Elwood on a come by. He does a nice outrun. Stays wide. She would like him to come all the way around the cattle. There she goes, picks them up. As it's called, the lift and fetch. So on an outrun, the dog goes out, long, wide outrun so he doesn't influence the cattle as he's coming to him. Around lifts them and then fetches them. So for those of you who are just tuning in and don't know what's going on, there's some very simple commands that we train these dogs on. If you think of the way things work as a big clock, and the cattle are standing in the middle of the clock where the hands come together, that's the center. Wherever you're standing is 6 o'clock. If the dog's natural ability and genetic talent is to go to balance, which is opposite the handler. So if you're at 6, the dog will naturally want to go to 12. If you just move over to 9, the dog goes to 3. That's just the genetic makeup of the dogs. It's pretty cool. See, especially when you start the dogs as little puppies. They just do it. They don't know what they're doing or why, but they do it. Nice job, Cat. Got them through there pretty easily. Nice set of cattle. Like I said earlier, Steve started with about 800 heads, started sorting on them on the ranch. He had a couple trials at his house, so they've all got probably 4 to 6 runs on them. And he sorted more. He got it down to about 400 head, which he brought starting last Friday. So they've been here. Okay, Cat's got him through obstacle number 3 nicely. So the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So if you can keep the cattle going in a straight line, like Cat is doing a really good job of, you're a lot better. Use the dog to direct the front one, go back and push the back one. Keep them all grouped up together, shoulder to shoulder or head to tail. That's what you are looking for. Sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes the cattle don't cooperate. These cattle all week have been tremendous. At night, they go out on a big green pasture where they can relax and eat. They work usually twice a day, 6-minute courses, so they work 12 minutes a day, and after that they go back on into the holding pens where there's hay and feed and water, and they sit there until their next call, and then at night they're turned out. And then in the morning they're gathered up, we do it all again. So Cat's got him into the pen, got a nice run going. She's just almost at 4 minutes. Elwood is going to hold that back gate. The cattle are not allowed to go out the back or she has to reload them. She opens one gate on the far side, has to close the gate. Opens another gate, center gate. Charlotte comes out, she closes that, opens the third gate. Nice job, Cat and Elwood. Hustles them out. Time stops when she, bang, closes the gate right there. So 4:41 it looks like for Cat and Elwood.
That was Cat Tufel and Finn's Elwood with a full score of 270 and a time of 4:41.
So they'll take that full score of 270, add it to all her others, so she's got 3 scores, I believe, of 270. And it'll be the dog with the most points and the fastest time that's going to win the championship.
Up next, we have Jennifer Stoudemire and KG Sophie to Together they have a time or full score of 540 and a time of 10:11.
Okay, this is Jennifer Stottlemyre and KG Sophie from Luther, Oklahoma, coming in right now. Jam. Okay. Jennifer, we had a little technical difficulty there. Jennifer and Sophie are into obstacle number 2. At about 3 minutes. Looks like she's got them right through that center. Not too much problem. She's going to try to get them grouped up again and move them on to obstacle number 3. Jennifer and her husband John both trial their dogs. So if any of you have not been here, you need to come. It needs to be a bucket list. It needs to be a thing you gotta do. Get here next year. If you haven't been and you come, I guarantee you will never not come again. This fairgrounds is amazing. I don't know how many hookups they've got for RVs, but a tremendous amount. We're right along a creek that comes right out of these high mountains. We're in a long, narrow valley. We've got mountains that you could almost reach out and touch on both sides. Some of our friends have, when they've had a day off, gone up and gone fishing, caught a few nice trout out of the streams or little lakes around. Other friends have taken a little sightseeing trip up to Jackson, gone up to the Tetons. Lots of things to do. I don't know that I've got off the fairgrounds once. Well, I have. I had to go put fuel in my truck. So, but there's lots of things to do, and like I say, the beauty of this fairgrounds is unbelievable, you know. Of course, the whole area is. And again, the thing that amazes me about this is that as I look around and walk around all day long, I just don't see people working, you know. Every once in a while, I'll see the trash truck come in and dump all the trash cans, or the outhouse guy come in and pump the outhouses, which I think they do every day or every other day. The facility is just manicured. It's beautiful. The fair board, the county, whoever has done a wonderful job to keep this thing in such great shape. You know, their fair's coming up in a little bit. I understand they've got a tremendous fair here. So if you ever have an opportunity around this area, the weather has been perfect this year. Not too hot, not too cold. Cool mornings, you know, everybody's walking around with a jacket on or a sweatshirt or something. You know, it's a little cool this morning, but not bad. We've had a little bit of wind. Last year we had a little bit of snow one afternoon and evening. Kind of snowed everything up. Not bad, not bad. You know, I mean, enough to make it pretty and wet. This year it's just been very, very pleasant. Okay, here comes Nicholas Corville and his dog Stone from Charlo, Montana. We have people from coast to coast, north to south. I think we've got Oregon, Washington, Oregon, California, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Alabama, Louisiana, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho. I'm trying to use my old geography classes to figure out where we are, but I don't know if I forgot anybody. If I did, let me know. But there's a bunch of people here. I don't know how many hundreds of dogs we have, and 100 and some odd handlers. You know, everybody here is, it's like a big family. A lot of these people that you've seen in the past but have never had an opportunity to sit down and really talk to, you know. There's some that have become really good friends. But everybody, when you pass them, hey, how you doing? You know, nice run. And, you know, what I've really noticed here is there's really not any cliques. You know, I just don't like going places where everybody's real cliquish and stuff, you know. I guarantee you, if the guy that's leading the class is standing outside when you go in
and you beat him, he's going to tell you nice run and give you a high five. You know, he's not going to bow his head and walk away and mumble to himself. You know, he's rooting for you. So that's what's neat about this deal. You know, you go out there, it's a team sport between you and your dog. We all try to do the best we can. We all make some mistakes. The person out there, the handler and dog that probably make the least mistakes is the one that's going to win. You know, no two ways about it. I was about a half a step out of making the finals with one of my dogs because I made a mistake when I went into the sort. I turned the cow the wrong way, and it was me that did it. It wasn't the dog. It was a simple little mistake, and you know that cost me. So it is what it is. So here Nicholas is in obstacle number 3. When his cattle came through, they kind of split at the Y there. Some of them came out the correct side, the other ones came out the wrong side. So what he's got to do is he's got to bring them all back. He can either bring them through or around. So he's got one stuck in that V. So he has to do what we call daylight, and he's got to bring all those cattle back around. So the 2 that are coming out of the obstacle right now, they daylighted. So when that last cow's tail head came out, and we used the term daylight to represent the fact that there has to be some daylight between the tail head of the cow, and I keep calling them cows. We got heifers, we got steers in here. I drew one steer yesterday that I swore he was a damn bull until I had to look closely, but he was built. But we got 3 heifers there, so now we're back in the correct way. So what has to happen is Stone's got to get over on the right side of those cattle to push them out the correct exit. But he's got to be careful. He can't get up too high on the cattle or they stop like they did in there. So now he's got to direct them down to obstacle number 4, which is just go around those panels in the far left corner of the arena. Doing a good job. You know, these cattle are being really cooperative. I have not seen a bad one here all week. I've seen some that are challenging. If the dog stays off of them, like Stone is doing, he's doing a good job of staying off, direct the front one and push the back one, the cattle will take direction. If the dogs get in a little bit too tight, things normally start going the other way. They're just not going to go that good. Not saying a dog that works a little tighter can't be your winner, and it might be. And it depends on the cattle. These cattle, if you get in a little bit too tight, you're going to have a little bit of a problem. So just direct the front one, push the back one. Okay, now they're all pinned. He's got his 45 points for that obstacle. He is at 5 minutes and 15 seconds. He's got to put one out the far gate, or the gate that's closest to the announcer stand. So again, this is your stockmanship, your handling ability, your dog. You know, the position of the dog makes all the difference in the world. Okay, so we talked about the genetics of the dog. There's the genetics right there. The genetics of these border collies especially are bring them to you and control them. Okay, so there's the buzzer. Nicholas timed out, so he does not get any points for the sort. It's an all or nothing obstacle. He's got to do the sort complete and get his last gate closed to get his points. Now here you go with a drone overview
of this course, which is really cool. This kind of shows you where they're going around obstacle number 4. Now they're going to go into the sort pen. And I assume that somebody is opening the gates for them. Just like that. That's a good view. 1, 2, 3. Make sure to duck your head when you go out. Time right there when you close the gate. Here's Parker Harris from Shed, Oregon, and his dog Lone Rider Pitch. He's set up. Now he has the option to send his dog clockwise or counterclockwise. He decides to send him clockwise, which is the away side. Pitch is going to go around behind him. Pick him up, direct him to the center. So again, this is the fetch is the natural talent of the dog. So if Carter or Parker is at 6 o'clock, the dog's kind of at 12. He's going to bring them to him. Okay, he's through. Now we're going to go into obstacle number 2. You know, this is a timed event, points in time, but you can't push these cattle too much or you're going to blow them up. So sometimes it's just a waiting game. So let's see how Parker decides to get them out. This is a tricky obstacle. I'll call it technical. You got to be technically right. Everybody's got to be in the right spot. Sometimes it's only a matter of a step or two one way or the other that makes it happen. I've stood there and looked and moved my dog and couldn't figure out why I couldn't get this done. And I'd hear somebody say, move to the left. Well, you take a step to the left, you unlock everything, and everything just kind of walks the way they should. And sometimes it's hard to see that when you're down there. So Parker did a good job of getting them through there. He's about 2 minutes, and he's on to obstacle number 3. He still has to stay behind the handler's line. So he cannot walk forward at this point. After the cattle clear obstacle number 3, then he can go anywhere he wants other than through or into an obstacle. You see he's got that one black steer that kind of skirted that obstacle. Excuse me. Okay, now we had the black white face, or the Bronco face, come to the end of the wrong hole. That was a good move by Parker to turn those around quickly before they got too far. Now he's got them all confined. He's got to send pitch over to this fence side or they're going to all walk out the other ones. Okay, that was good. You see the turn of the Charolais head. You can't see pitch from this angle. He's tucked down underneath the fence, but he was there. Okay, we're about 3 minutes and 45 seconds, so he's got a fair amount of time to get this course completed.
You know, you want to keep these cattle quiet and calm. Whenever you work cattle, whether it be in an arena situation, whether it be at home on the ranch, or, you know, moving from pasture to pasture, the idea is calm, low stress. Keep a calm and low stress environment for the cattle. They work better, they'll gain better, and you're not running all your gain off of them. You know, Steve is in the business of, everybody says, oh, he raises cattle. What he does, he raises grass, and he converts the grass to meat. There, nice job, Parker. Nice and quiet. Now you can't get too excited here. You know, you'll turn that one in there around. There you go. You got him. Good job, Parker Harris. And pitch. Don't forget pitch. Did a good job.
That was Parker Harris and lowrider pitch with a full score of 270 and a time of 5:31. Up next, we're going to have Nikki Bainum and Pearl with a total points of 540 and a total time of 9:05.
I said Nevada, Sean. Got to listen better. Okay, here comes Mickey Bynum and Pearl from Bryan, Alabama. He had a long drive. I think Mickey told me it's pretty much 3 long days. Because don't forget, most of these guys, you know, like us, we're pulling trailers, you know, bigger trailers. Can't quite go as fast. We use up a little bit more diesel fuel. We've got to stop to water the dogs, let them out. You know, make sure everything's okay. A couple of our friends, or one of them, had a blowout on a truck on the way out here, so that cost them a little more time. Just one thing or another. Hopefully everybody has a good, safe trip. Okay, Mickey's been really strong this week. You know, he's done a good job. Had 2 full runs getting here. They got one that doesn't quite want to go in. Sometimes they just figure something else. They want to go somewhere else. Now, whenever you walk into the arena, there's usually a draw to it. The draw is the area that they want to go to. Okay, we had a situation there that one came out, one of the wrong holes, came out the end rather than the middle, and then he turned around and went back in the middle one, which is not the one you go in. So now Mickey is going to have to unload the pin. We call that, the pin is dirty if that's what happened. So, yeah, he's all clear. Had to take them all out and reload them. So they've got to come out in the middle. They can only go in one hole. Mickey's still trying to get them all lined out. It looks like he might have, kind of hard to see between these panels from my vantage point. It looks like he's got them there now. Okay. Got to march them on to obstacle number 3. The condition of these cattle and not only the condition but the mentality of these cattle is a testament to Steve White and his family and his crew of how well they're conditioned. So, now obstacle number 3, Mickey missed. He had one go in every direction. So he had one skirt around the outside, he had one go out the right hole, and he had one go out the left hole. So he's got to gather them all up again, bring them back in, and start all over on obstacle number 3. He's at about 4.5 minutes now. So gathering them up, pushing them over. And bringing them into obstacle number 3. So he's not only has to direct them in, but then that dog has to get up on the right side of those cattle, as he did, just a little bit of pressure. Now what I would have liked to have seen there on that dog is when those cattle started to bend over and was headed in the correct direction, for that dog to stop. What he did, he overflanked a little bit, and when those cattle came out, they pointed back in the wrong direction, to their left. So if the dog could have stopped a little bit sooner, the straight line between the exit of this obstacle is right towards number 4. What Pearl needed to do was come back. Mickey needed to give him a go-by or a come-by flank to bring them around and direct them to the other end. Not necessarily a big deal if you're outside, at home. Doesn't make any difference. Here, the clock's ticking, you're working against the clock. That may have cost them a few seconds. So sometimes 5 seconds could be the difference between first and third. Okay, here comes Kevin and Curtis to get these cattle out, and this is why this thing works so smoothly.
They have total points of 540 and a total time of 858.
Thank you. I will say nice things about you when you go in. I work for food, Okay, here comes Jessica Mossbaugh and Stash. Oh, I won't. I got it. Jessica Mossbaugh and Stash. Stash is the pup out of my wife's dog, Ash. We just brag a little bit. We've got, I think, 5 offspring that are competing here, Stash being one of them. Pretty much trained and previously shown by Brian Jacobs and shown by his wife, Haley. I think they'd still have this dog, but they kind of decided to have 2 young children rather than, when they got to that point, Haley didn't quite have enough time to do all her chores around the ranch, show a dog, and herd up 2 little ones. So Jessica's the lucky recipient of that dog. So Jessica's done a really good job here. She showed 3 or, man, I'm not sure if she didn't show 4 dogs. She made it to the finals with 2 of them, which is quite an accomplishment. She trains with Dennis Bisnet down in Wilton, California, which is close. Well, Jessica's doing a good job here controlling these cattle. She's out of obstacle number 2. That's kind of the tricky one. You just got to be in the right spot, just like anything else. Hair over flank, and that turned that one around, and that overflank is our greatest nemesis, and that little steer just didn't really want to play. So now she's got to come back and enter them both. If that black-white face stays inside, that'll help draw them in. Right now they get right up against that fence and below where our cameras can see them. Okay, Stash is doing a really good job. Pushed him around. Let's see if she can stop him before. A little late. But we've got him. Now we're set up. Okay, she'll send them away. And she's got to get them there. You can watch the heads. Even if you can't see the dog, watch the cow's head. Okay, overflanked again. Okay, an overflank is when the dog goes past the point that he should to keep them in a straight line or direct them in the way you want them to go. So we want them to go up to that far left corner of the arena by obstacle number 4, and Stash was still standing to the right of those cattle, which pushed them in the wrong direction. So now he just got to work a little bit more. You know, sometimes the overflank is the handler's fault because they don't see the spot to stop. Sometimes the dog doesn't stop exactly when he's asked to, so that's a training issue. You'll see some dogs out here when that handler says stop, whether he says down, stand, stop, or whatever, or blows stop or stand whistle, that dog is kicking up dirt. I mean, he looks like a reining horse going down the arena to a stop. That's the coolest thing. And that builds up a lot of confidence in the handler as well. You know, to know that that dog is going to stop his forward momentum when you ask him to. Okay, now Jessica's already made this obstacle, but she chooses to go through it again, which is okay. Now she needs to bring him back. See, he's on the wrong side. She'll get him taken care of. Now we're going straight. But that's kind of tricky right there because the dog's still in the obstacle. The cattle have come out. You know, you're watching your cattle, you're watching your dog, you're trying to see where they're going to go, but you need to get that dog back to the come by side to keep these cattle going in a direction, straight line to the number 4 obstacle. So she is going to get it done, but she's long and she's going to run out of time before she gets to the sort pen, I think. She got a little less than a minute left. She's entering this obstacle on the backside of it, so she's got to bring them all the way across the daylight line, which I believe they are past it now. Now she needs to turn them around and get them moving. So she's got about a little less than 30 seconds now. She might be able to get them into the sort pen. Now that pen is set off of that fence underneath the announcer stand.
That was Jessica Moshbaugh and Stash with a score of 180. Up next, we're going to have Tina Olson in Clover They have a total points of 540 and a total time of 8:54.
Okay, so that pen there, you can see that Kevin and Curtis are riding down that alleyway between the Nutrina sign, the black tarp, the arena fence, and the pen. It's probably, I don't know, maybe it's 10, 12 feet in width, so there's plenty of room for the cattle to escape. Okay, here comes another one of our California friends, Tina Olson and Clover from Oakdale. Tina's done a tremendous job with this dog. She had a really good couple of runs. She's got 2 full scores, I believe, coming into this, as does pretty much everybody else in the class. So she sets her dog up. Like to see that dog. There you go. She sends him on and away. He hadn't quite seen the cattle when he started. I like to make sure that the dog is focused on that gate, you know, the set out gate, before I call for my cattle. You could see that Clover was looking a little bit when they walked in. The horses were still in. He saw that the horses were going out the back gate. That was the last thing he saw. So it's no problem. She's got it done. She's doing good. She's 30 some odd seconds coming through the fetch. Clover's done a good job. It's just those tiny mistakes, tiny little things, whether they're a dog mistake, whether they're a handler mistake, whether it's just a trip or a bobble, the clock keeps ticking. You cannot get those seconds back once you lose them. So we try not to lose them. So Tina's going to go around there and try to move those cattle. Kind of a touchy situation right here because she's a long way from being able to block that last hole, but she has got them going, so cattle will follow. If she sends Clover around behind, in most cases, they're going to follow. Looks like that red one skirted around the outside. He came out. She came out. Again, she took her eyes off her cattle just for a second, and he went around, and she went around to the outside. Okay, we're reloaded. We're back. Let's try to do it again. There you go. Now you got the red one out front. He was your troublemaker to begin with. Let's see if that last black one follows. Yeah, now she's looking at her cattle. Okay, off to number 3. Okay. Let's see where Tina is here. Okay, so you can hear a little bit. If you can hear the handler, I'm able to hear her through my headsets. Not sure if you're able to hear it on the live feed a little bit. But I can read a little bit of frustration. You know, she knows she's you know, made a couple bobbles. She wants to straighten things out, and she is. She's got a really good run going here. Doing a good job of handling her dog. Stops them from going down that alleyway. Gets them into the pen. Clover's going to lay her down right there. So we've got to stop them from the going out the back gate. She goes over and opens gate number 1. Old Red takes advantage of that. She closes it, opens number 2. They're standing there waiting. Only one can go. Only one can go, so a matter of inches. Tina reads her cattle real well. Okay, she's going to open this one, get out of the way.
That was Tina Olson and Clover with a full score of 270 and a time of 449. Up next, we'll have Katie Hyman and Hondu with a total points of 540 and a total points of 851.
Okay, Tina and Clover had a really nice run, got it done in less than 5 minutes, looked like 4:49. Here comes Kaylee Heineman and Hondu from Elgin, Oregon. Kaylee calls for her cattle. They all come out just the way these cattle have all come out every time the gate is opened. You don't see them charging out. You don't see them high-headed. They walk out, are respectful of the dog, and that is a testament, number one, to Steve and his crew and the young men and women that are working in these set-out pens that are starting early in the morning, working late at night. They're back there. You don't think they're not sitting on their back ends right now. After they set this one out, they have to move cattle into the set out pen, so they're all gathered out and keep their pens moving forward. So they're working back in there while this is going on. You don't see kids running around back there. Nobody's using flags and sticks and moving around. It's all low stress. Asking the cattle in the correct manner to move to the area that we want them to be in. So that's why these cattle hold up so good. That's why these cattle act so good. That's why they look so good. It's because of the way they're handled and the way they're prepared. So Kaylee's going to move around behind. You can get a little bend on him. Uh-oh, we're going out the other way. She sends Hondu back around. He does a good job of stopping them. Working livestock is pressure and release, just like riding a horse. Pressure and release. You know, in most cases, these cattle are going to bend to the pressure from the handler and or the dog. Did a nice job. Patience. Kaylee's demonstrating a lot of good stockmanship. She's about a little over 2 minutes. Direct the cattle. You know, I've heard people say, oh, they just walked through the obstacle. Yeah, they did. This one just walked through the obstacle. That last one was going to skirt around the outside of it until Hondu went over there and just put enough pressure on him, turn his head, and get him through the obstacle. So that was a nice move by Kaylee. You could see that when they started coming out, she already had her dog moved over to that come by side. A little bit of an overflank there. Kind of stopped the flow just a hair. Not a big deal. It still looks good from probably where you're sitting. But she probably burned up a second. Now, nobody thinks a second is a big deal, but when you take 4 or 5 little bitty mistakes, they add up to 5 or 10 seconds. And that might take you out of the money. So we try to make as few as mistakes as possible. Kaylee has had a really good run going here. She's got them all into the pin. She's 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Now she has to sort. Handlers are not allowed to run. That just puts everybody on an even field. Hondu's got to move up there to put a little bit of pressure on them, not a lot. We don't want them to jump up in the air and turn around and run out that open hole. Turn around. Kaylee does a good job of moving in there, stopping the other ones, opening up the second gate. Looks like the Brockleface wants to move out there. The other one's gonna, yeah, just a step stopped him. Okay, she's got to back up a little bit, but she's got to be aware that that other one is in there and get the gate open, get him out of there. Okay, the Hondu got in there again. Just a matter of steps. Now she's going time, 4 minutes and 52 seconds, I believe. Clock on the wall says 4:58, so what I'm looking at looks like 4:58 is the official time.
Total score of 270 and a time
Nice
of
run.
4:58. Up next we'll have Jessica Mockbaugh and CQS Briggs.
All right, this is a good example.
With a total points of 540.
The horseback crews come in and they had those cattle exhausted just about the same time Kaylee and Hondu were walking out the gates. And now our next contestant, Jessica Mossball, is already inside. So that's why we flow so quickly here. The contestants are ready at the gate in most cases. You know, during the week we've had a little bit of slowdown because some of these people are in multiple arenas almost at the same time. This arena, they say will take precedent, but we have to move people around sometimes because they're showing in a different arena. She just showed she did a real good job. Yeah. Okay, here's Jessica and her dogs CQ Briggs from Fiddletown again. You saw Jessica in here a little bit ago with her other dog Stash. Okay, that one skirted around. She can either bring it all the way around or she could have shoved it through the middle. Either way. Doing a good job. Bring them back. There you go, got that one now. Bring them back around. Okay, now you got them. Push them right through the middle. We need those. Need to group them up now. So we got kind of going in 3 different directions. Push that one. Go back. Uh-oh. So he's going rogue. This one's going rogue. She'll have to gather them all back up. So let's see how she does it. Everybody's got a little different philosophy. You got a herd of 1, you got a herd of 2. Do you want to bring the 1 to the 2? You want to bring the 2 to the 1? What do you want to do? I think in this case that's a good move. Bring the 2 to the 1 the way they're standing. She's able to move over to this side of the entrance to the obstacle. The cattle are still flowing if she doesn't close them down. The draw here is the exhaust gate where they go out, right where that Nutrina sign is on the back side of the arena. You can see how they want to kind of funnel to that. There's that Charolais cattle going that way. So Briggs is going to go over there and explain to them they can't go that way. That's not where we want them to be. So you got to direct the front one, push the back one. They just don't want to group up, so Briggs has got to work a little harder trying to get them all back together. Okay, when you're in this situation, I guarantee you, your blood pressure has gone up 20 points. You're frustrated. You feel the pressure. You can't understand why this isn't working. It seems like it's so simple. Why is that one walking away? Why won't they all stick together? What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Why isn't this happening? Jessica's doing a good job. She's tried it a couple times that way, and it didn't quite work for her, so now she kind of switches positions with Briggs. And let's see if she can make it work now. Okay, she's got almost had 2 of them in. Okay. Let's see if we can go out there and get that slick black heifer and the Charolais to follow into the obstacle where the other ones is. Cattle will normally follow if we don't push them in the wrong direction. Let's see what she can do. There we go. We're finally inside. Now we've got to watch this lead cow coming out a wrong side. Can't come out that far holes. There's 3 openings. The one they went in, the one in the middle where they need to come out, and one on this near side would be Jessica's far left side. They can't come out there, so there's 3 opportunities. Only one of them could correct. So it's a team effort, and let's see how they get this done. Got to get their heads pointed in the right direction. Wherever their heads are pointed, usually the body is going to follow. So she's at 448, 450, and we're going to hear a buzzer, I think, in just a couple of seconds. There it is. Okay, well, that was nice work. I know Jessica's not going to be extremely happy, but she should be happy with her accomplishments here.
Up next, we have Lauren Anderson and A1 Yodini. The total points of 540 and a total time of 825.
She's worked hard all year long with her dogs. She's done a tremendous job. She's improved a lot this year. be pretty proud to get 2 of her dogs into the finals in this tough field. So she'll go to the next one and continue to do good. All right, here we come with Lauren Anderson and her dog A1 Jolene from Amalgo, Utah. Both Lauren and her husband DJ show their dogs. DJ is in the open. Lauren has been moved up to the intermediate because of all her tremendous work this year and accomplishments. She got numerous awards the other night at our little awards ceremony. She's probably going to wind up with some more tonight when this is over. She reads her cattle well, has spent a lot of time working her dogs. And she sends her dog on the go-by side. Jolene goes all the way around and picks them up. Lauren lets the cattle, just go where they want if they're going in the right direction. If they're not going in the right direction, direct them and see if they will take your direction. So Jolene's doing a really good job, and you can see how responsive she is. That was a little bit of an overflank there. You can see pushed them right towards Lauren, but we got them straightened out. A little bit of an overflank again. We take a step back. Yeah, sometimes it's just that step, just a step that is the problem. Okay. Well, like I said, Lauren reads her cattle very well. Her dogs are very responsive. And she's very confident in what they're doing. So she's going to move over to this side. There's no set way to do this obstacle. It just depends on what your cattle are doing, what your dog can do. Okay, so now we've got one that is a volunteer. That's nice. He cannot come back into that. There, he was very polite by walking through. We've got to get these other 2 out without walking back in. There you go. Okay, she has pointed at an obstacle number 2. 15 points ahead, 45 points per obstacle if you get all 3 of them through. Competition is a point and time competition. The dog with the most points and the fastest score is going to be the one that wins. Oh, darn it. I started to go through. Jolene did a good job of getting around there, getting them stopped. They're in the obstacle. Now we just need a little bit of direction. Got to convince that slick black heifer to get out of there. Good job by getting in behind them. You see, we're not wasting a lot of time here. We're pretty much straight line. We're not zigzagging. We're not overflanking a lot where we're stopping the flow. We're at 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and we are on a heavy pace to get into that sort pen. So, yeah, we got 2 that just skirted by. Like I say, when they're moving quick like that, it's hard for us as handlers to see it, to respond, to make our dogs get from one side to the other side. There's just a lot of stuff happening, and when stuff starts happening, sometimes we just can't get there quick enough. Lauren's got him into the pen. She's going to have a great run going. She's got her first gate closed. She kind of hustles around to gate number 2. Gets that done.
Jolene is patiently waiting. There we go. Hustles that one out just a little bit. Tick, 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 tick. Boom! Time, 4:08. Great time, great run. Nice clinic you put on there. Jolene
That
and
was
Lauren.
Lauren Anderson and A1 Jolene with a full score of 270 and a time of 4:11. Up next, we'll have John Pierre for Stottlemyre and Bonnie. She's coming in with total points of 540 and a total time of 8 minutes.
Okay, here we are again with Jennifer Stottlemyre and her dog Bonnie from Luther, Oklahoma. You saw Jennifer in here a little earlier ago. Getting her whistle ready. Signals for her cattle. Cattle are brought in. Sends Bonnie on a come by, which is a clockwise direction. Cattle are moving nicely. Bonnie will go around, and what we're asking her to do here is just keep up the pace. Keep them straight, direct the front one, go back and push the back one. They're pretty well grouped up there. That front one wants to take off, which is okay, as long as Jennifer can get them into that obstacle. Oh, was that nice? Okay. Let's see if we can get these second two in now. Can't go in this second hole. Got to move him over. If he goes in, he's got to come out. Oh. Okay. So now what happens, he went in. He did what we call dirtied up the pen. So now the one that went in the right hole and the one that went in the wrong hole, they both have to come out in daylight. Not necessarily a huge deal, but guess what? That clock's ticking. Okay, another step, now we're out. Okay, now we can come around, pick up that red one, see if we can get them all stuffed back in the right hole. All right, yeah. Not sure. Just little bitty bobbles. And, you know, it looked like you were going to have three of them trot straight in. That one just went right over, just by a hair. And, you know, and we still had them kind of strung out a little bit. Jennifer may not have seen that quick enough, couldn't get Bonnie over there quick enough to correct it. And now she's spending a lot of time trying to get that pen loaded. Doing a good job though. She's got them all bunched up. She's got to take them around that panel. There we are, almost, except for the one that didn't want to cooperate. So we got a team going out there. They're working as a team. Now they're in. And around. The red one's leading the way out. Okay, it looks like, I don't know if she's got all three of them in. Yep. They're in. Nice stockmanship. Okay. Now we're on to obstacle number 3. We're at just 3 minutes. So we've still got 3 minutes left to complete this obstacle. let's see how she does. Or the team does. Okay, got to pull them off the fence. That's good work. There, she was quick. One more. There you go. The reason she keeps pushing them that way is it's a straight line if we can. Uh-oh. Bonnie didn't take that come by flank earlier, and that caused them to continue to go over this way rather than towards obstacle number 4. So just again, minor, small, little bobbles. She's going to get it done, but the clock's still ticking. And you can hear that as things don't work as good as we are hoping for, now Bonnie's kind of left one behind. It skirted the obstacle. So now they've all mixed. So she needs to go back, get them all 3 grouped up again and around obstacle number 4. So now we're at 5 minutes.
Jennifer Stottlemyre and Bonnie with a score of 180. Up next we'll have Tiffany Myers and Simon. She's coming in with a total point of 540 and a total time of 758.
Okay, we've got Tiffany Myers and Simon from Colville, Utah in the pen now. Tiffany and her husband Nathan both compete here. They're in obstacle number 2. She's got to get that black white face in there. Now she's got him. See what kind of philosophy Tiffany and Simon have to get these cattle out the correct hole. A little bit of a waiting game. We got one that wants to come out the correct way. Yeah, but he goes back in. But he went in the correct hole, so he's all right. If he would have gone back in one of the other holes, he went in. The difference is he went in the correct opening, so he didn't dirty up the pen. It'd be nice if that white face just kind of stood there and led the other ones out. Yeah, there you go. So that's half this game, is knowing how to read these cattle, knowing what's going to happen before it does happen, and shaping things up to work to the best of our advantage. And Tiffany's doing a good job here. She's at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Coming into obstacle number 3. Simon's got to come over here on the away side. See how Whiteface could have gone out the other hole, but Simon was there to ask him to go in the correct direction. A little bit of an overflank there, and you can see what happens. So I keep saying overflank, and I know it's kind of, it's bad when it happens. You know, it's discouraging, and I know you guys don't need to hear about it anymore, but the more I can say it, the more that I can see it, and the more that I can be a better handler by not doing it. So sometimes we don't see the effect of it because it's very slight. Sometimes it's not so slight. So she's got to daylight those cattle, which she has, goes past the line, turns them around. Got to keep him in the sort pen. Simon was on the wrong side. Now he's got to come back around, redirect. Now, if Tiffany wants, she can go help her dog. Now that she's past obstacle number 3, she can go anywhere in the arena she wants other than through or into an obstacle. She's got to push them back down to obstacle number 4. They keep wanting to kind of drift off that side. And there's the buzzer. Good job. I know not the run Tiffany wanted to have. She's a good competitor. She's going to go back and probably watch the video, see where she made some errors. Try to correct a lot of pressure on the handlers when they walk in here. People are watching, your husband's watching, your friends are watching, you've been here all week, you know. She's got a young'un to deal with, take care of him. So there's just a lot going on. Puts a lot of pressure on the handlers. They do an excellent job getting it done. Well, let's see who's coming up here now. Okay, here comes Lauren Anderson again. And again, and again, and again. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. This is Kaylee Heineman again, and her good dog Cap from Elgin, Oregon. Okay, Kaylee calls for cattle. Cap set up. Cattle come out. Kaylee sends them on a come by. Boy, there was no wasted motion there. We got a nice set. Cap's doing a great job. Just keeping a little bit of pressure on, not too much, just directing the front. We gotta get around. You know, some dogs are a little reluctant to go under the panels, so they go around. Most of them will go under. There goes Cap. I like this little dog. He's quick, responsive, catty. Okay, we got him into obstacle number 2. We're not even at a minute yet. Let's see what kind of philosophy Kaylee has to get him out to correct obstacle. Okay, she keeps backing up. She's giving him room. Boy, what a nice job. Cap's got around, push. You can see they're kind of looking at her. So she keeps backing away, giving him room. Now she can walk forward and push him towards the fence and the obstacle. Cap gets around to direct, not too much. Nice job. Nice job, Kaylee Heineman. Got her cattle all grouped up together. Uh-oh. Boy, that was a last-minute thing. I didn't see that coming. That's confusing to the dogs when they've got two kind of going in different directions and not really sure which one they're supposed to push around, and Kaylee did a good job there of directing. She normally uses her whistle, you can see, but now she's got to use her voice. And a little pat on the side there to encourage Cap. The other two are still waiting in the pen, in the obstacle for them. We need to get this one in because we've got one that wants to go out the wrong hole, and if that happens, she's got to go around and reload. So she goes around, pushes that one back. She's probably going to come around to the away side. There you go. All the way and push that one back in. Now we're good. Or we will be in a second. Push that last one up. Turn these other two around. Yeah. Now she needs to come back to the come by side. There goes Cap. Nice job. Nice job. Good work by both Kaylee and Cap. We're around obstacle number 3 at a nice pace, picking up some time here. Into obstacle number 4. Or 5 and 6, the pen and the sort. Once you get into the pen, they all have to be consumed there before any go out. So once you get your pen points, you won't lose them, even if they escape through the back or you
flub up the sort. Okay, they're in. She's at 225 points now. She's got about a little more than a minute and a half to get this sort done correctly. Sort is all or nothing. If it flubs up, she's got to close the gates and reload them. So let's see what happens. There you go. One, close the gate. Got to make sure nothing goes out the back. That's kind of Cap's job. Keep them pointed forward. 2, 3, get out of his way, and come on, little feller, see the opening. Your buddies are standing there waiting for you. Nice job. She closes the gate. Time stops on the slam of the gate. There you are. Kaylee Heineman and Cap, 5 minutes, looks like maybe 13 seconds.
That was Kaylee
Doing good.
Heineman and Cap
Good run.
with a score of 270 and a time of 5:13. Up next game, we'll have Jennifer Stottlemyre and J.M. Gus. They're coming into the arena with total points of 540 and a total time of 710.
Okay, here we go again. This is Jennifer Stottlemyre one time, again with her dog J.M. Gus. Jennifer's really doing good this week. This is, I think, her third dog in this third round, where they take the top approximately 25 will be in this class. I believe that everybody pretty much has 2 full scores, so it's just a race to the end. These obstacles are a little bit more technical than the ones in the first 2 rounds have been. You know, we got the best of the best here, so make it tough, make it challenging. You know, in the past we've seen some 2-minute runs. We're not seeing 2-minute runs in here. Just because the obstacles have so many options for the cattle to do the wrong thing, and we have to convince them to do the right thing. So we've got 2 that came out. They cannot come back in. If they walk back in like that one did, now that pen is dirty. So she has to empty that pen, gather them all back up. We've got 2 in that have to come out. Doesn't matter how they come out right now. Get them out. Bring that last one in, out, and reload. We're starting all over again. There's only one option to go in. One way, and it's got to be that way. You cannot make these cattle go any faster than they want to go. You have to be patient. You have to give them a chance to look in the correct way and do the correct thing. So that's what we're trying to do with the dog. We've got certain things that we need to do with the cattle. They have to go in certain orders, but we have to give them the chance to do the right things for us, and that's by our position, the pressure and release we put on them.
Okay, this one cannot come out there. I don't think he did. I think she's okay. The judges haven't said anything to her. So Jennifer's halfway through her 6-minute course right now, in a little over 3 minutes. Trying to figure out the best way to get these guys pointed in the correct direction. So the correct opening for them to come out is in the middle. There's an opening on either side of the middle. You can kind of see that now from what we're looking at. And the openings on the outsides of the good opening are much bigger than the one they actually have to come through. So that increases the degree of difficulty for the handler and the dog. So it's just, you know, try it this way. If that doesn't work, try it that way, you know. Jennifer's doing a good job of being patient. Looks like she's got them all going in the right direction now. Yep. So we've got them all on to obstacle number 3. Direct the front one. Push the back ones. Direct the front one. Push the back ones. Now she sends them on a little away, kind of just pushes her head a little bit. That way she's going to send them back, come by. There. You know, sometimes we get excited and we wind up giving the wrong flank, and you know what is testament to our training that the dog probably knows we are wrong, but they take that. So just remember, the pilot in command is the person standing upright. So whatever happens in most cases, it's not the dog's fault, it's our fault. We make the mistake. I make the mistake. Jennifer's working on obstacle number 4. Looks like she's going to complete that. She's got about 20 seconds left to get down to get pinned and sorted. Don't know that that's enough time to get it all done. Hopefully she will get into the pin and at least get her pin points.
That was Jennifer Stottlemyre and J.M. Gus with a score of 180.
Okay.
Up next, we have Sage White and Eli. She'll be coming into the arena with total points of 540 and a total time of 7:02.
Okay, here comes my favorite little young lady. Sage White and her dog Ellie. Sage not only shows her dog, but the rest of the time all day long. She's a little worker bee here. She's setting cattle out or exhausting them somewhere on the complex. Sends Ellie on a come by. Sage is 10 years old, I believe. I think she'll be 11 next month in July. Our finals used to be here in July up until a couple years ago, and the powers to be decided sometimes in July it got a little warm, was a little tough on the cattle, tough on the dogs, tough on the handlers, so they changed it to June, but we always used to celebrate Sage's birthday while we were here in July, so that's the only reason I remember it's in July. So we've got not only Mom and Dad, Steve and Sherry White, that are running this operation, but we've got all the kids involved too, and going from the bottom up, we've got Sage, the only girl other than Sherry in the family, and I got to tell you what, probably a little bit tougher than the other three boys. Then coming up, we've got Sam, who just got moved up into the Open. We'll be showing the Open this year. We've got middle brother Stone, who is working his tail off while we're here, going into high school this year, and wants to go into the Air Force and be a pilot. Pretty darn good. Then we've got older brother Stockton, who will be 16 this fall and is turning into quite a nice young man. Well, he's always been a nice young man. So Sage is doing a great job here. She's 2 minutes, and she's already through obstacle number 2, which was our difficult one. So she reads her stock well, works her dog very well. So we got the black white face leading. We got that little slick heifer that kind of skirted the side. Got to go back. Pick that heifer on the outside up and see if. See, this is confusing for the dog. Doesn't know what exactly is supposed to happen. There you go, Sage. Send them around. Okay, we got him. Yep. Got to get that one kind of back with the others. Headed in the right direction. Straight line. Direct the front one, push the back one. Good example here. We got them strung out. We got to get that black heifer back in there. There you go. Pressure and release. Good job. Okay, we're at 4 minutes. Sage has 2 minutes to march them down here, get them in, get them out. She's going to be able to do this. Okay, Ellie does a great job of getting them in there. Sage is calmly walking over there to the first gate, gets that opened up. Ask Ellie to walk up and let's get one out of there. Yep. Just one. Closes and latches the gate, opens gate number 2. We need a volunteer, the white face. Oh, just a half a step. Come on, Sage. Good job. Get that last one opened. Have Ellie come around behind him. Get out of the way. Get that gate shut. There you are. 5:13.
Nice job, Sage White and Miss Ellie.
That's Sage White and Eli with a full score of 270 and a time of 5:30.
Okay.
Up next is Mickey Bynum and Bell. Mickey's coming into the arena with total points of 540 and a total time of 7:01.
Okay. Pretty darn good. How many other 10-year-olds out there are going to be able to do that? Pretty cool, pretty cool. Thanks to our sponsors, as always. Here's our major sponsor, Nutrina. We are in the Nutrina Loyall Life Arena. Right now, they've helped us tremendously. I had an opportunity to speak, sit up here with one of the Nutrina reps for a while the other day. Extremely informational. Talked about pet nutrition and what Nutrina is doing as far as their products. So if anybody has any questions or comments or needs help regarding feeding, they do have a helpline. They got a number you can call, you can email, you can converse back and forth. So if you've got questions of what's in the food, what does it do, what's the best thing to feed for your pet, whether it be dog, horse, cow, they're experts in nutrition. So give them a call. Okay, here we've got Mickey Bynum and Bell from Bryan, Alabama. Coming around. Bill goes all the way around, picks up his cattle. They're moving good. This is nice. You know, there was no waiting on this set of cattle. Bill had enough presence when she went around that she started moving them. Looks like we've got 2 black heifers and a steer. We've got steers and heifers. We've got black ones, red ones, and white ones. So let's see. Looks like we've got a leader. She's led all the way down here. Let's see what Mickey's philosophy is to move them around and get them out the middle slot to move so he can move on to obstacle number 3. You know, they want a ball up there. There's, you don't see a reason to go out. Okay. Got one that's kind of looking. That's good. He moves Bill around, gives him an opportunity to do the right thing. Looks like we've got 2 going out. The third one following. Oh, bummer. Real bummer. That one went in. He's got to reload, so he has to empty. Oh, no, he didn't. Now he has to reload and empty that pen. Now that pen is dirty. Gosh darn. Okay, what happened there when I say dirty? The first time that cow came out, he went back in the correct opening. That means the entrance, right where they're going now. If he would have stayed in, no harm, no foul. But he came out again and he went back in this near opening here, which was the wrong one. These cattle look like they're pretty well trained up. Now, got a little bit of a problem because these other cattle are out there kind of drawing that cow backwards. She's watching them. Got to get his head pointed in the right place. It's not pointed in the right area now. Oh, there he goes. Okay. He's going to walk out. Bell's going to go around and capture the other 2. And bring them over to obstacle number 3. We've got one heifer getting a little bit excited. That's okay. A little speed. Speed won't kill here, hopefully. Mickey and Bell's going to get them all gathered up and march them over. See Mickey jump back. He started to walk across the handler's line. Something that's very common for the handlers. We just kind of lose track. But he can't go in front of where the gates are, basically, on obstacle number 6. And a straight line across to the other side.
So as he started to go forward, he totally forgot about that. Just saw what he needed to do, and the judge hollered out the window, "Watch your line." And so he jumped back quickly. There's a warning. No penalty, just a warning right now. Okay, the cattle are kind of getting away from him right now. He's got to regroup. You got one on the back side of the obstacle. One came through the obstacle, and the one that looks like just meandering. So one went back in the obstacle again. We're at 4 minutes and 30 seconds right now. Okay, this class started from the bottom down, or the bottom up, I should say, in reverse order. So I think they all had about the same points, 2 full scores. So the one with the slowest time was first, and now we're working up to the ones that have the faster time. Mickey was in 5th place after 2 rounds coming in. So after Mickey, we've got 4 more dogs to run, and we'll see how it goes. So, all right, so we had one back out. He did not complete this obstacle. He can move on with those 2, but I'm pretty sure he's probably going to come back and retry this obstacle, because you can't win if you start dropping points. So he looks up at the clock, and he knows he's out of time, so there's no way he's going to finish the course. So he's walking to the gate, and Curtis and Kevin come in. And
that's Mickey Bynum with Bell.
Gather up our cattle. Mickey's headed out.
That was Mickey Bynum.
Let's see who's headed in.
With a total score of 120. Up next, we have Nina Clark and Sid. Nina's coming into the arena with a total points of 540 and a total time of 6:16.
Coming in now is Nina Clark and Sid from Cisco, Texas. Nina is previously from California. That's where I met her from. She is in 4th place going into this. I think I heard the announcer say she has 2 full scores, would be 540. And about a 6-minute and change total time. That's 2 courses. 2 full score courses in about 3 minutes apiece. Let's see how she does now. Okay, we got 2 of them that are going. That red one squeezes in. That's nice. You saw how Sid kind of moved over. Sometimes what you got to do is watch the cow's head. You know, where the head goes is where the body goes. And this is a good example of where the draw is. The draw is back as the exhaust gate on the back, the bottom side of this arena, where the Nutrina sign is. And you see Curtis sitting on his horse. You can see that they just kept turning their heads. And right here, right there, that red one sees, he'd rather go back. They'd all rather go back. But Nina and Sid did a good job keeping these cattle at a good pace and just directing the front one. Direct the front one, push the back ones. You notice Nina's got Sid staying pretty far off these cattle in most places. Now he's pushing. Uh-oh. I couldn't see from my vantage point if he crossed the line or not, and actually made it. Apparently not. She's got to go back. The judge out there, they got a straight line there. They tell her she's clear, so she's coming on. She's 2 minutes and 30 seconds coming into the sort pen. She has another one of these really good runs on coming up. All we've got to do is slow those cattle down just a hair and get them in. Here we are, less than 3 minutes. She has got a run going. And let's go, Nina Clark. Come on, take a bunch of money back to Texas. One out. Nice and slow. One out, the middle one. Just one, just one. You better get Sid back there. Get that gate open, Nina. Get out of his way, let him go. Here you are, 3:23. So she's gonna be less than 10 minutes on 3 runs.
That was Nina Clark and Sid with the full score 270, time of 3:25.
Official time at 3:25. The
Up
judges
next we
say.
have Lauren Anderson and ROW.
Okay.
Lauren's coming into the arena with a total point of 540 and a total point of 610.
That was Nina and Sid. I think they are the leaders as of right now, but let's see what happens. We've got our top 3 dogs coming in now. Here's Lauren Anderson and her dog, Ricky, R-O-W, Ricky, from Amalga, Utah. Lauren is currently in 3rd place, and of course she has a total set of points of 540, as most everybody did. She has 6 minutes and 10 seconds, where Nina, I think, was 6 minutes and 13 seconds. So you see 3 seconds divided 3rd and 4th. So let's see where Lauren and Ricky wind up. Here, Nina was 3:25, I believe, 3:23. Lauren's got 6 seconds on her, I think, total time. This is where it gets interesting. Like I said, we talked about little mistakes. A second here, a second there, when you're so close on time. Boy, Lauren has got this obstacle just about mastered. Yes. You couldn't have done it much nicer than that. Okay. Direct the front one, push the back one. Slow and steady. You watch that steer. Almost. Good work by Lauren. Okay. Keeping them together. Okay. You know, she's got a good set of cattle. They're not trotting, so she's not making up a lot of time, but she hasn't made any mistakes that cost her a lot of time. So slow and steady. Keep them bunched up, keep them coming. She's about 2.5 minutes right now. Crossing the threshold of number 4. Yeah, old Red would like to pick up a little bit of time, but you know, keep them together. Don't want one running off and missing the obstacle. Direct the front one, push the back ones. Direct the front one, got to push that red one over just a hair more. He's going in. Now she's going to come back and push the back one. Yep, they're in. She's a little over 3 minutes. Let's see how the sort goes. Old Red will volunteer. Yep, there's one gate closed. Tick, tick, tick. Last one. Yep, give them a little holler. There we are. About 3:51 it looks like. Nice work. So let's see where that put her and Nina.
Lauren Anderson, ROW Ricky, with a full score of 270 and a time of 3:51.
I think.
Next, we're going to have Lane Clement in Doss. Lane's going to be coming in with a total points of 540 and a total time of 5:58. Dose, excuse me.
I think that put her in the second. I'm unofficial. I don't have all that information in front of me. I'm not that good at math. Okay. Here comes Lane Clement and Dose from Joliet, Montana. Lane sends Dose on a come by. He's in second place. Looks like he had a total time of about 5:58. So he basically had 2 3-minute runs. So he's got a little bit of time on Nina and Lauren, but he still can't make too many mistakes. Nina and Lauren had 2 really good, you know, they both had good runs. They were in there in the 3-minute range. Lane's having a little bit of a problem here, trying to get them all gathered up and together. So he's burning up a little bit of time. Okay. Lane's having a little bit of a problem controlling Dose. Dose is excited as everybody else here. Came into this third round in second place. Okay, now he's finally got the sort and got them gathered up. He's at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's see how he negotiates this tricky obstacle. There we go, we got a leader. Got a leader, but he's got one that doesn't necessarily want to follow. There we are. Okay. The positioning. That cow, every time he turned around, he saw where Dose was laying. He said, I'm not going back there. So finally, Lane was able to get the dog to get off his position, get out a little bit further. And that cow turned around and went in the correct opening. So now we're moving on to obstacle number 3. Uh-oh. Going the wrong way. They got kind of strung out there. Okay, everybody in the arena is starting to feel the pressure. Okay, here you see where the dog needs to get over on the other side, or they're going to do just that. That was a good example, a good shot of what happens inside that obstacle. If your dog's on the wrong side, they're going to go out the wrong side of the obstacle. So we're moving on towards 5 minutes, and we're on obstacle number 3. And we just really haven't gained control of these cattle. You know, they're we got 3 herds to 1 right now. Lane's really feeling it, I think, and he's not liking what he's feeling. But, you know, to have 2 runs out of a field like he did of 60 dogs and come in this thing after 2 rounds of number 2, you got to hold your head pretty high and be proud of what you have done. Quite sure where we're going in here, but he's here at the buzzer. Get a call Dose to him.
Dose with a total score of 90. Up next, our final round, we have Tim Jensen and Tex. Tim and Tex will be walking in with a total points of 540 and total time of 5:43.
Okay, we've got, and then there was 1.
Okay, and here comes Tim Jessen and Tex. After 2 runs, they were in first place. Let's see what happens after 3 runs. They're from Sulphur, Oklahoma. Tim and Tex have done an excellent job this week in their other 2 runs. They come in at 543 and a total score of 540. So they have got, he's got maybe 20, actually he's probably got 16 and 20. He's got almost 40 seconds on Nina Clark, who I believe might be in first right now, but I'm not 100% sure. So, not that he could waste some time, but he just has to make a nice, clean run. And so far, that's looking really good if he can control them. Okay. Yeah. Get him under control. We got 1 out the back. Tex is not seeing what's happening here. Got to get that one that's on the outside. This is tough for the dogs. You know, it's hard to see that black cow up against that back fence from my vantage point. I can imagine the dog's vantage point while he is fixating on these other 2 that are in the obstacle. Now he gets this one in. Good. Okay. Let's see how he can keep going. Tim's got to turn that one's head. There he goes. Good job. Oh, that one little step of Tex shut down that heifer. But he corrected. Okay. He's still all right. He's got time to make this happen. We just can't have we got to do the best job we can here. Okay, he's got him going in. Oh, he's out. Okay, now he's got to clear the pin. That one came in the wrong way, so we got to take all 3 of them out. They're clear. Sends them away. Got to turn them around. I tell you, he's going to have a good run. Is it going to be good enough to beat the leader? Got cattle that are helping him right there, making up time. Keep the pressure on him, just enough pressure. Stay right on the edge of the bubble. Seconds are going to count here at the end. Okay. He'll straighten that out, but lost a couple seconds. Got 1 in. Got 2 in. Got 3 in. 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Tick, 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 tick. That's what Tim's hearing in his head. Got to maneuver Tex around. Got 1 out. Got to latch the gate. Turn the cattle around. 1 out. Just 1, not 2, just 1. Just 1. Oh, can't go out the back. Can't go out the back. Got to latch his gate. And open this last one. Set him out. He's going to be a little over 4 minutes. Get him out. Time will stop when he closes the gate. Tick, 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 tick. 4:04. So I'm going to wait until till I hear from the bosses.
Will conclude our novice cattle.
It's going to be close. All right. Well, that is the end of our novice class. We'll wait till they tabulate the results. And I'll be back when we start our intermediate class next.